Hello lovely people, welcome back, welcome to today's video, Warhammer issue 50, it's the Necron Royal Court. Let's get her open. Right, there's your plastic, there's your slotted bases. Let's look at that in a mo. Let's have a look at the magazine, Warhammer Imperium. So the Royal Court expands, build and paint your new models and send the Necrons to battle. Canoptic Reanimator, so you get your data sheet or information sheet about your Canoptic Reanimator here, and then its battle record. You get the matriarchs, which is the information about the various leaders for the orders, the founding orders. For the Sororitas, this goes in your red section. More for your red section, Sacred Rose, Order of the Sacred Rose. So these talk about like Saint Catherine, which is the Order of Our Martyred Lady Saint. Order of Our Martyred Lady is my sister's army. So you've got Saint Catherine. They don't, because she is slightly different with regards to where she fits in. Saint Celestine is not part of this. So you've then got obviously the Order of the Sacred Road, Order of the Ebon Chalice, and then we get to build our Necron Royal Court. So we've got Plasmancer, we've got the Murder Buckets, we've got Scorpec Lord and the Canoptic Reanimator. They go together all reasonably easily. I've obviously painted these previously from the Indomitus box set, which is obviously the first place that we got these sprues, and they, you know, I could get access to them without too many issues. Crypto Thralls, Plasmancer and the Reanimator. The only thing I might actually do different this time is where you've got these two carapace pieces for your Reanimator. I may leave those off this time round, glue those on afterwards. But that's probably the only thing I'll do different. Right, so how to paint. So we're coming in with Lead Belcher, Canoptic Alloy, Corax White, Rakarth Flesh, Agrax Earthshade, Reikland Flesh Shade, Narn Oil, Stormhost Silver. And then obviously basing with our Astro Granite, and that's where we are with regards to those data sheets. We've got Canoptic Reanimator, and that's all they're giving us. So I'm assuming, because issue 51 is going to be a paint issue, I'm assuming that they will give us more information about the other units that came with the Royal Court. So you get a aura tutorial for the Canoptic Reanimator there. We then get Initiate Mission number 11, Reanimation. The Destroyer cults plague the Hive City, seeking to destroy organic life in all its forms, and Adeptus Sororitas Patrol has managed to bring down a Scorpec Lord and bury the monstrous Necron noble beneath a mound of rubble. Alerted to the insane noble's fall, Necron reinforcements surge towards its known location. Their Cryptek commander has been ordered to reanimate the Scorpec Lord and turn it loose upon the Imperium's obstinate defenders. That's nice of them. Necrons, Technomancer, reanimate royalty. The Technomancer leads a Necron strike force into the depths of the Hive. There, he and his warriors must locate the remains of the Scorpec Lord and bring this insane, murderous noble back to life. Under the leadership of their lord, perhaps the Destroyer cults can turn the tide of war. Adeptus Sororitas Canoness, sweep and clear the Canoness patrol the depths of Electia Prime, seeking to annihilate the Destroyer cults and end their predatory threat. The Scorpec Lord has been laid low by their holy fire. The Xenos remains must be incinerated before its allies can use their techno-sorcery to bring the lethal noble back to life. Right, said Fred. Destroy the raise the Destroyer Lord. Mission briefing: the stricken Scorpec Lord lies. I can't speak today. The stricken Scorpec Lord lies buried beneath tons of rubble. The debris and the broken bodies of his victims, the Necrons, must recover. The Scorpec Lord in order to win the day. Fail and the Imperium shall win a great victory. Mission rules: the Necrons player is the attacker in this mission. Forces in play. You've got 1 Technomancer, 1 Canoptic Reanimator, 10 Necron Warriors, 1 Scarab Swarm, and 1 Canoptic Spider. Ultramarines, you've got the Canoness, and again I think that's a typo. It should obviously say Adeptus Sororitas. You've got the Canoness, Repentia Superior, 7 Battle Sisters, 3 Seraphim, 3 Sisters Repentia, 2 Archoflagellants, and the Penitent Engine. We're using 2 battle mats, 2 of the grey battle mats, and a couple of the objective markers that came in a previous issue. It says here, lay out the battle mat as shown in the image below and place the 2 action markers on the positions indicated. Set up terrain as you see fit, beginning with the defender. Both players alternate deploying their units wholly within their respective deployment zones. So there you go, that's the mission. Now, to sum up and look forward to, we've got a paint issue coming in 51. Because I'm a premium subscriber, I also get my next premium subscription gift, which is Tau. So I've got that to look forward to. But in issues 52 and 53, we are getting the Triarch Stalker. I'm looking forward to that. Necrons generally aren't a faction that I collect, and to be quite honest, I'm only collecting them because they're part of this collection. They were part of Indomitus, and I can have them together. I've got friends that play Necrons, and if they ever come round and stay and they want a game, I've got an army that they can peruse and pick what they want in order to play a game. There you go. That's that. Let's bring you down. Right, here we go. Let's have a look at the sprue. So, as you can see, a lot of this here, these bits, and this are the Canoptic Reanimator, and then we've got our Scorpec Lord bits. He's quite a big beastie. He's got a big old gun as well, and then obviously bits for our Plasmancer and the Crypto Thralls. But yeah, I mean, this is a 2020 sculpt, and it's, you know, it's a nice little sculpt. They go together well. I mean, I enjoyed painting these. It was fun. As I say, the only thing I'm probably going to do different is leave these 2 pieces of the top carapace off my Reanimator and paint them separate, and then glue them on with a bit of the old super glue afterwards. But there you go. That's that. That's the sprue. Come back in a second. We'll build some stuff. Okay, so welcome to the first part of the build for this particular issue, and the first thing I'm going to build is the Canoptic Reanimator. Now this has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 parts to it, which is quite good. So there's not a lot that you need to clip out and sort out. What I will say is this though, some of these parts are very flimsy, so just be careful when you're cleaning up the plastic. I think, if I remember rightly, in the review video I showed you that this was already broken, and I'm just re-gluing this armature on because it was very loose and came off. So the first thing you're going to do is marry up the main body. That is the first part of this, and when you push these together, just make sure you're pushing together, you know, on the main parts, because otherwise there's going to be some issues. So next up is the main legs, and these connect into some holes just here on just underneath the spine and at the tail. So again, just take time to line these up so that they go in nice and easy. So that's one side. And then the second side will go in like so. So that is your Canoptic Reanimator at the moment. What I'm going to do is I'm going to place this onto the base now for stability. And there you go. Now, just trying to get that back into position as best as, and then what I'm going to do is add in the glue to help this bond nicely. So the next thing is you've got this bit of a power fist here, and I'll just clean this up a little bit. I mean, they did a great job with the mould lines. So really you've got minimal cleanup on these. Just obviously be careful when you clean them up, and then that needs to just go on there like so. So again, you've got a pin and hole, and that goes together like thus. I'm just going to add in a little bit of glue around the base. Now you've got the head, which looks like that, and these two prongs, I don't know if you can see these two prongs at the top, they are the top of the head, and this goes on one way. It's got some guide holes for some of the other cabling. And some dirty great big blue bottle is floating through the window and is buzzing around now. It's just highly annoying. So just make sure that they are all lined up. Then I'm just going to pop in a little bit of glue around the back to make sure that that's all in place. Now the last thing that goes on are these two carapace pieces, and I'm actually going to leave these off and paint them separate before gluing them on. But they go on like so. And these, as I say, I'm going to leave them off to paint to make it slightly easier to paint. Anyway, that is the Reanimator done. Okay, so our next beastie that we're going to be putting together is our Scorpec Lord. So the first thing I'm actually going to do is glue his hand together so it has plenty of time to go off. So that's the hand. The first thing we're starting with, the first thing I'm going to start with is putting the spine in. Now the spine goes in to the back of the torso, and the pin should come all the way through, and then you've got this pin here which is the for the head. So because I use plastic weld, I'm going to come in and pop the glue in from the inside. Because it works by capillary action, it will go down the pin. What I'm now going to do is bring in the legs. So we have 3 legs on this, and I'm using the ones that have the pinholes because they're going to attach here and here. So first one, and you need to make sure you orientate these the right way round, so they're kind of chicken legged to the front sort of thing, if you can understand that. And that one. So you'll currently have a mini that looks like that, and then the next thing, leave that there for a sec, and then we're going to pop on the super duper Gauss weapon that this Scorpec Lord has. Like thus. And then this from what I can tell goes in so you've got a double socket here at the back, just at the bottom of the spine, and it looks like this goes in there, the end of the cables here, and then this arm goes in there. So we're going to do the cables. Then do the shoulder socket here, like thus. So this is what we have. Next up, we have this hyperphase glaive. and that goes into this lower socket here, just in the torso. And part of it rests into the socket for the blaster. So I've just popped in a little bit of glue there to make sure it is secure. And then this comes in, and again these two cables at the back will marry up with these sockets at the base of the spine. So, and line those up, put them in place, and then your arm is there, like so. Then what you're going to do is pop in the final leg right up his backside there. And then what I'm going to do before I do anything else is attach to the base for stability. And then plenty of glue. And again, because it works by capillary reaction, I can just literally dab it on there and it's all fine. Like that. Just make sure that's pressed down. Right. So we currently have our Scorpec Lord looking like this. And what we need to do is pop the front on. So there's a pinhole there, and then there's a pinhole just in the spine there. And make sure you're pushing body to body here, and try not to push any like external cables or anything like that. Okay. And then finally the head, which goes on there like so, and I will just drop in some glue at the back. And there you go, there's your Scorpec Lord. That's it. And he's quite solid. This guy feels a lot more solid than some of the Scorpec destroyers with regards to his limbs, etc. So I do prefer this guy and how his construction goes to the Scorpec destroyers. But there you go, one Scorpec Lord. Okay, so murder bucket time. Now, your murder buckets are going to end up looking like this. Now, the minis themselves do not have a lot of options for variation. So if you've already got a pair of these, then the chances are that they're very much going to be similar. However, I've had a look and you can make some variations. So the torso and the legs you cannot vary. Okay, you've got one torso that is matched to one pair of legs. Unless you do some significant chopping, cutting and drilling, your torso legs are just basically going to be for one torso, so you're not going to be able to swap these around too much. So they go together because they're keyed. So one set of legs is keyed at the top of the joint, so it's flat at the top of the joint, and one set is flat at the bottom of the joint, which is so you can't get them round the wrong way. Now I'm going to pop this onto its base and then add the glue. Now, right, so the only real things that are interchangeable are the carapace arms and the heads. So you get two different heads. You get one which is slightly sort of like open and one which is closed. I'll just see if I can get these around the right way and bring them up so you can see the difference. So the heads look like that. I hope that's in focus. So this one is open, this one is closed up, and then with the armatures, these are basically your two left and your two right. So you can do a little bit of chopping and changing, but it's nothing spectacular. So what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to just swap the torso bits around with the arms. And once you push these on, they'll only kind of go on and settle one way. And then I'm going to add this one so that these two bodies go on like so. And I'll just pick up a random head. And stick it on. And that's the first one. Okay, so both the murder butts are done, the murder buckets. So as you can see, these two were from Indomitus that I got, and I have built them straight out the box, basically. No change or anything like that. They're more or less going to be similar to these guys. So what I've done is I have just used the different carapace arms on and swapped them to the different models. So this arm isn't as crooked over here, slightly more open, and then obviously the major difference you can see is this there, like that. And again, this one, so this one has the I've put the slightly more bent angle arm on this, and then obviously completely different arm change on that side, just to give me a little bit of variation when I play these minis together. So that's your murder buckets, the crypto thralls. Next up's the plasma sight. And finally we have the Plasmancer. So, this wee beastie, we start off with the arm and his finger, and we're going to add in the torso, and again I will add the glue in from that side, and there's a little motor here that will fit on. Right. We're then coming in with the other side of the carapace. So that will go on there. Like thus. So just make sure that's on evenly, and the little bit at the bottom here does interconnect for stability. Before I go any further, I'm going to just pop this on the base. And I do suggest pushing down from the base of the Mini rather than pushing down from the top of the Mini. And we'll just add the glue in. And then we have the vestments just going on the front here. It's little sort of like robes of office, I suppose you could call them. So they go on the front, and then his head with the very long chin. There you go, that's him. There's your Plasmancer, there's your Scorpec Lord, the Canoptic Reanimator, which I've just left the top of the carapace off for ease of painting, and then your two Crypto Thralls. So that's the Necron Royal Court from issue 50. Okay, hope you enjoyed that. Hopefully I will see you on the next one, and I shall speak to you soon. Alright, take care. Bye bye.